I went to a couple of national songwriting festivals a couple years back in Deadwood. And the thing I loved most about being there was hearing all of these songwriters talking about how they wrote their songs, what the songs were about, how they evolved. This next song I'm going to sing for you, called Treat Each Other Kind, is one of my two new veteran songs that I'm polishing up today on Veterans Day. And if I told you the whole story of how this song came about, I'd have to go back, darn near over 50 years. I'd certainly have to go back to Vietnam, but the song probably was started before then. But fires and nature have always been a big part of my journey. Even as a kid, I always felt peaceful and serene. I always felt better out in nature by a beautiful fire. I think most people can relate to that, something people love about going camping. When I got back from Vietnam, I went up to the head of the bay a lot, head of Kachemak Bay, out in nature, by myself, around a fire, where you feel the healing energy, wherever that comes from, and you can meditate and be silent and pray, ask for answers, hear the answers, and feel something changing within you. Well, can you imagine my joy when, fast forward, 52 years, I'm back up at the head of the bay with a group of veterans, not from the Vietnam War, but from a lot of other wars. A group of about 15 who believe that nature and fires can help heal you. So every night around a campfire, talking, being grateful, sharing experiences, hearing each other's stories, bonding, learning to trust each other, learning to believe that their stories, what they went through, is okay and other people can understand. So to be involved in that, not only out in nature, by a fire, but up at the head of Kachemak Bay, where I've spent a lot of time in my life. So it gave me a lot of time to think, a lot of time to contemplate on where I've been in my life, think about Vietnam, why we were there, what we've learned since then. Did we pull out too soon? Should we have stayed longer? Did we do any good? Did we beat the communists? They came in anyway. What good was it? All this turmoil that went on at the time of the Vietnam War. And there's still disagreement on it today. There's a lot of disagreement in our whole country right now. You got extremes. You got people bickering and fighting. And everybody wants peace. Everyone wants to get along, but everybody wants their way. Everybody wants to win. Not too many people willing to just come together and realize we're common. We have a lot of the same wants and needs. And the thought of kindness, just treat each other kind. So this whole song ends up with, when all is said and done, you meet somebody, you like them if they're nice, if they're kind to you. Makes you feel good. I think of all the people in my life that have been kind to me. That's all added up and helped make me be a better person. So that's the name of this song, Treat Each Other Kind. Because when all is said and done, not at the end of the day, but at the end of your life, getting along with people, treating each other kind, helping each other, listening to each other, that's where it's at. Treat each other kind. It's a strange thing what Father Time will do. He's a trickster. He will play a joke or two. He make you feel young, but only in your mind. It's hard to skip and run these days. Oh, Father Time ain't kind. So I do less of what I can't and more of what I can. Sometimes thinking back to when I was a strong young man. sometimes feeling sorry for all my pains and scars. But sometimes it's those hard times that make us who we are. Here's to Thorson, Tom and Carl, Larry, Chuck and Al, Crady, Lindquist, Lou and Mike, young soldiers, we were pals. Teenagers in the jungle, we were fighting someone's war. I'm not sure we knew back then just what we were fighting for. Still not sure what we were fighting for. Jimmy was a friend of mine, he was the first to go, bringing food back to the troops, hit a mine on the edge of the road. All they found was twisted metal, blood and broken bones. In the jungle, in a ditch, he died there all alone. But sometimes I still flash back over 50 years. Sometimes I feel what I felt then, I still find unshed tears. Sometimes I think of those innocent lives and the sacrifice they made. Sometimes I wonder if what we got is worth the price we paid. Here's to Thorson, Tom and Carl, Larry, Chuck and Al, Crady, Lindquist, Lou and Mike, young soldiers, we were pals. Teenagers in the jungle, we were fighting someone's war. I'm not sure we knew back then just what we were fighting for, and I'm still not sure what we were fighting for. It's a strange thing what Father Time will do. If you listen closely long enough, he will teach you a thing or two. He will heal you, body, soul, and mind. Come around the firelight, don't you think it's time to tell our stories, sing our songs, and treat each other kind? Gather around the firelight, don't you think it's time to tell our stories and sing our songs and treat each other kind? Treat each other kind, oh, treat each other kind. Treat each other kind, treat each other kind. Gather round the firelight, don't you think it's time to tell our stories and sing our songs and treat each other kind? Treat each other kind, oh, treat each other kind. Treat each other kind, oh, treat each other kind. Treat each other kind, oh, treat each other kind.